Andino clarinet. Another clarinet out there. Boy, everybody makes clarinets. The clarinet out there has been, today's student clarinet is really based off about a 50-year-old design, approximately. Everybody's kind of has about the same instrument that's been out there about 50 years ago. They've done a little tweaking here, a little tweaking there over the past years, but basically that design is an old design. There's been some inherent problems with the design of that old design. Now, when we wanted to start expanding into a woodwind, we wanted to not just be a Me Too clarinet. Okay, we wanted to start from scratch. So we actually looked at it and said, look, there's some ways we can improve a student clarinet for the student player. And we engineered it. This is an instrument that's been engineered from scratch. There is all this is in here, so you can go back and read this, but there is a custom maker out of Chile called Rossi. And he's a custom clarinet maker that makes $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 clarinets, custom clarinets for people. His reputation is known for the tuning of his instrument and how smooth and sounding it is. Okay? Chris French, who works for us, used to be with Selmer. When he came over, he had specific ideas of, on a student clarinet how he could improve it. Okay? We were looking to get a new student clarinet, and so what he had found is Chris and Louis Rossi had the same concepts of a new instrument, just by happen. They were at a clarinet conference and started talking, and Chris going, well, that's the same idea I had. Let's work together to create a new student clarinet. Okay, and this is what they've come up with. Okay, Andino means the Andes, or a man from the Andes, which is where Louis Rossi is from. He's from Chile, where the Andes are. Okay, so that's where the name comes from. It means the Andes. Okay, some of the newer ones that are shipping now will even say by Louis Rossi on it.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
very cool.
So any new shipment you'll see will say by Louis Rossi. You have a story here to talk about. It's just not the same old person. So make sure you read through this and try to formulate something to talk about. Bring up Louis Rossi, that he's a custom high-end clarinet maker that helped develop this student instrument. Okay? That's all you need to say. That's something to talk about, other than, oh yeah, here's another clarinet. Okay? Really what we've done here is we've improved the tuning for a beginner player. Okay? Normally, when you tune to B flat, let me make sure I say this right. Inherently, it's a sharp. The B flat is sharp on a student clarinet. As a student starts, he's tuning basically it's sharp. Then he plays his right hand register tends to be flat. Okay, and a student clarinet. Remember, I'm a drummer, so I'm going through this with you. So what happens is that while he tuned up, he's a little sharp because inherently a clarinet's going to be sharp. Then he goes and plays the instrument right, and the most part of his instrument's in the mid-range and lower range as a beginner. That tends to be flat. So all of a sudden now, the whole section seems to be out of tune. So what Chris and Louis did is that they said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that B flat is perfectly in pitch, and that the right hand is also going to be, we're going to bring that up so that's in pitch with the tuning key. Okay? So now what you're seeing is as a beginner, they come in and they play and they're in tune. Okay? The instrument's in tune for them. What I'm finding, you played the instrument, I think we checked it on the tuner. What'd you find?
Intonation was good on it.
It's
yeah.
a good.
Intonation was good.
It's a well-tuned
instrument. That's our biggest
instrument.
problem with cheaper student model clarinets in general.
Okay, it's exactly it, and that's exactly what their purpose was when they started to make this instrument. We need to make a student instrument that's better tuned, and that's what they've done. So really, the tuning of an instrument has been improved. Okay. Also, the way this instrument sounds as you play up into the upper register. In student clarinets, a lot of times they get really thin sounding. They lose their tone. And they want to improve that. So as you go up the register, it tends to hold its tone better. Okay? So they've improved the range and the tonal quality of the instrument as you go up into the upper register. Okay? That's tough, you know. If you have a good player come in and try it, have them get up into that upper register, you'll hear it. Okay? But those are the two main things that they wanted to accomplish, and they did. Okay? Number one, it's a very competitive price out there in the market. Number two, the key work is very good. They've really went after the most popular clarinet in the world out there, made it feel very similar. It's a French clarinet. You probably know what I'm talking about. But it's very comfortable, so most teachers, if they pick it up, they'll go, oh yeah, this feels really good. So the key work is very comfortable. The intonation is very good. Tuning is very good. The tonal quality is very good. Okay. Now you have two types of here of clarinets you're going to be selling. You've got, go ahead. You've got what they call an ABS plastic.
It's 11.
Okay, which is what you're used to. And then you have what we're calling a poly blend. Okay, meaning there's some rubber and some other composites that they use to blend it. Okay, you'll have both types. The advantage of the poly blend is it actually sounds more like a wood clarinet. It sounds really rich and warm, which is what you have here. The plastic or ABS instrument tends to be brighter. Everybody's used to that, and you might have somebody know I want a ABS plastic. So if you need to use the Gemeinhardt name, if they've heard of Gemeinhardt flutes, it's the same company. You use that, okay, and that it's a new designed instrument for your student to play. That's going to improve their tuning and improve their sound. Okay. Another quick thing, it does come with two barrels. Do you know what the barrel is? Okay. One is a little bit longer than the other. Why? There's a couple reasons. A lot of times the student just beginning is developing and they're playing really flat, and the teacher just can't get them up to pitch. Well, the short barrel will help that.
That's what that's for.
And so, yeah, you guys, it's important to know the long barrel is the regular standard barrel.
Correct.
If the teacher comes in to play the clarinet to try it out, or somebody who's had at least played for 6 months to a year, kids comes in and playing for a while, give them the longer barrel. In fact, always give them the longer barrel. The short barrel is the optional plus barrel.
Now, right at this moment, you know, the production on these are new. They're not marked right now, so the ones you have aren't marked. You know, just you got to put it right next to each other. You'll see which one's longer than the other. We're working on getting that done, so in future shipments they'll be marked, and normally there'll be a number for you guys to read. 441 is going to be your long one, but just so you know, that's a good point. So make sure it's the long barrel. The mouthpiece is a Babbitt mouthpiece. It's made in the USA. It's a real good student mouthpiece. Okay, be aware of that. Okay, all parts are available at Elkhart, so the support is there. If and need any parts, we have them in Elkhart.
Yeah, and that's one of the criteria we use when we pick up in line as to how responsive they're going to be in maintenance. And parts are a real issue, and we check that out. In fact, we already had an issue, and they were extremely responsive. This company is really very responsive to any complaints or problems we have.
Very few.
All right, well, thank you very much, Jim.
Okay,
Excellent.
Call me if you have any questions, and there you go.
All right, let's open the door.
Go for it.
Thank you very much.
You bet.